be a wee bit of lag. Silence my phone. Which deck are we going to use today, Spirit? Which deck? Can you let people into the room for me? That's the one. And I haven't used this one in a while. I don't know if it's my internet, or I hope it's not my internet, but it is taking into the YouTube ever. Yeah. Am I freezing? Am I okay? I'm freezing. It's my internet connection. Hold on, because I'm freezing. One moment. My internet. I guess we're just gonna have to roll with it. If I blank out or freeze for too long, just start waving your hands frantically or something. Otherwise, we're just going to have to roll with it and hope the spirit is on our side. So welcome to Magical Monday Manifestations. My name is Valorie Lewis. This is a Tarot, Unicorns, and Coffee meetup event. We do this every Monday live, always free. And I called it Magical Monday Manifestations because I definitely believe, and if you're a member of Tarot, Unicorns, and Coffee, you know that when you joined, I called you co-creators. I definitely believe that we are in control of our life. We are able and we have the ability to control our own reality. And so we get together every Monday to get a little bit of guidance from spirit. What should I be doing? What should I be focused on? What should I be thinking about? Can you answer this question for me? All of those things, getting all of that out of the way on Monday morning so that we can go into the week and start creating our life the way we want it to be. That's why it's called manifestations. And for today's card pull, just in case I have somebody new here today, I think I do. Dory, have I seen you before? Is this your first time? Yay. Okay. So what I do is I read from the tarot first. We usually pull about 5 tarot cards. We go through those, and then we move on to oracle cards. And it's always a mix of, I never pull from the same, well, I shouldn't say I never pull from the same deck. I have several decks to choose from, and I try to switch it up. Aside from that, I do feel that even though it is a group reading, and even though these are timeless readings, meaning you can watch them anytime, rewatch them anytime, they will still have relevance to your life. Even though it is a group reading, if you have a specific question or something that is on your heart, Spirit hears you, and Spirit will weave its message to you specifically in today's messages in the group reads that I do. I continue to hear feedback from participants that, oh, it sounds like you were talking right to me, or I just asked that question this morning. So I know that it's not me, y'all, it's Spirit. Spirit is answering y'all all the time, always. And I'm proud to be one of the mouthpieces of Spirit, one of the foul mouthpieces. Dory, that's probably something you should know about me. I cuss a lot. Anyway, correct, yes. So, seems like I wanted to say something else. My membership is $22 a month. I have lowered the price. It's still all of the same benefits, but it's only $22 a month, and that will be ongoing. And I want to say that some of my events, many of you attend a lot of my events that are paid events, and most of them are like $8, $11. If you're just coming to 2 events per month, you may as well go on and join the membership, because the membership gets some of those events for free. Like my energy healings that I do every 2 weeks are $11. Members get that for free. They never have to pay for those. So it pays for itself. That's what I'm trying to say. It pays for itself. Plus you get readings within the membership. You get weekly meetings with me between the membership. So anyway, cool. Yes, I know. Mary signed up this month. I'm so excited to have you in there. Okay, so with that, it seems like there was something else I was going to say, and I don't know what else I was going to say. And y'all are tired of listening to me, so let's get into the reading. This is the deck I'm reading from today, Wonderland Tarot. As you can see, it has an Alice in Wonderland theme. I like this deck a lot. Where did I get? I got this deck down in New Orleans. Down in New Orleans. None of the, I wouldn't say none of the cards. I would say a lot of them have very imaginative interpretations of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And I like it. And when I asked Spirit what deck we need to go to, this is the deck that came up. This is a y'all need more fun in your life deck. When I pull from this deck, that is Spirit's number one message. You need more fun in your life. You need more imagination. You need to be thinking of, what did Alice say? 10 ridiculous things before breakfast. That's when I go to this deck, that's Spirit's overall message. But of course, there's going to be lots more messages. So before we get into the reading real quickly, center and ground yourself. Ask Spirit whatever questions you have to ask Spirit for. Set your intentions for whatever information you want to receive from today's reading. Questions answered, prayers answered, miracles. Tell me what's next. Tell me what I can change. Entertain me today, Spirit. Whatever it is you want, go ahead. Send that up. Then take a deep breath and release it. Let it go like a balloon floating to the heavens, knowing that it will be answered. And let's put ourselves in the receiving mode. Spirit, we are here. We are ready. We are able and open to receive any messages that you have for us today. And let's start pulling these cards. This is such a big book. Now I got to find somewhere to put. Maybe I'll just sit it on my lap because I spread my cards out on the desk. Usually it's a little bitty tiny guidebook and I could just sit it over to the side. Interesting. Let's see. Ooh, I'm feeling like, okay, so y'all know I spread my cards out like this and I pull intuitively. I just let Spirit tell me which card needs to come out. And when I fan them that way, and it's like every card wants to be drawn, y'all got a lot of questions today. Y'all got a lot of questions today. I like it. Who's got questions? Who's got things coming up for them in November they need some guidance on? Where should I put the rest of this deck? I have crystals, art supplies. I need to clean my desk off. That's why I can't find space to put stuff. All right. Let's turn these cards over and get started. That card makes perfect sense in relation to y'all have a bunch of questions. First card. Let me spotlight to myself so y'all can see these cards. Good morning, Crystal. Hi, how are you? The first card is Queen of Wands. I'll try to get the glare off of it. Queen of Wands. What I find is interesting is that this Queen of Wands is seated in the desert. I suppose the desert relates to heat because Wands is fire. I get that. But it's not a typical scenery that you would see for the Queen of Wands. Anyway, Queen, royalty, divine feminine when we pull the Queen card as opposed to the King card. The way I read Tarot is there is no hierarchy. The King and the Queen are on the same level, and it's just, are we focused on divine feminine or divine masculine? And this one, you know what's drawing, what is catching my attention? Not so much the Queen, but her flag and this cat. The Queen of Wands in general for Tarot, for our message for this week, and interesting that that is the first card, is Wands is definitely about your personal power, your gifts, your skill set, your wand. If you think about wand as a magical wand, if you were given a magical wand from Spirit, or if you were holding a magical wand in your hand and everything that that wand possessed came from you, what would that magical wand possess? It would possess your skills, your talents, your lessons in life. That's the way I think of the suit of wands. I also think about it as it relates to fire energy. Where is your inspiration? Where is your motivation? What fills you inside? What makes you feel alive? What sets your soul on fire? That's Wands energy. And here we have the Queen, which is saying get more into the receiving mode, because divine feminine is about receiving. Get more into the receiving mode. If you're hitting a brick wall with somebody's hitting a brick wall. I don't know who's hitting a brick wall, but I just said that and Spirit was like, yep. If you're hitting a brick wall, if you feel stalled out, if you feel like you're on a plateau, if you feel like everything everything changes and everything stays the same. This is asking you to get into the receiving mode. Spirit is saying you have the skills, you have the talents, you have a wand in your hand. Maybe you just don't know how to use it yet. Get in the receiving mode because Spirit is ready to blast you, their words, not mine, blast you with some messages, blast you with some insight, blast you with some guidance. And you need to be in the receiving mode to hear and listen and receive all of that information that's coming your way. And it feels like a lot. I don't know what's up with November. I know for me personally, November is an amazing month, but overall for the collective, it feels like a lot is coming our way and it feels good. It feels like prayers answers. It feels like blessings in abundance. It feels like a breath of fresh air. Spirit just like breathed me. It feels like a breath of fresh air. It feels like finally, that feeling that you get, that's what it feels like. But it feels like a lot of that is coming our way. So in order to be able to benefit the most from that, get in the receiving mode, getting in the receiving mode, get in the receiving mode, get in the receiving mode so that you can see how to use your wand, so that you can see the skills that you have. And maybe you're like, oh man, I never thought that skill could help me with this thing over here. That's what Spirit is trying to show you. Spirit is trying to show you, you have the magic. Let me show you how to use the magic. Queen of Wands, I need you to get in the receiving mode so that we can show you. This cat is still drawing my attention, this black cat, maybe because we just came out of Halloween season, but it's a familiar as far as tarot and mysticism and all of that goes. It's the Queen's familiar. Could also be the Queen's spirit guide also. So maybe the message, maybe why that keeps drawing my attention, maybe the message is get more in communication with your spirit guides. And that makes sense because Spirit just said, I'm about to give you a bunch of information that you need to download and process. Okay, maybe we need to talk to our spirit guides more this month. Maybe we need to be more in meditation, more walks in nature, more listening so that when those messages come, we're not overloaded, but we know what to do. Flying that flag, that definitely has my attention. There's a message in that flag, a black heart on a red flag, and it is flying high. Even though you really can't see, she's in the desert, right? You really can't see wind being portrayed, maybe a little bit with the clouds in the background. But in order for that flag to be like that, what's it called, rigid, there's a wind. There's something blowing. Maybe that's what Spirit wanted me to notice. Winds of change. Something is moving. Something is changing. You know what clouds mean, actually, now that I'm thinking about the flag and that there must be a wind in order for it to be that way. And the wind would represent movement. But clouds also represent transition. And we have clouds represented in this tarot card. Clouds in the tarot represent transition. So we got a lot going on with just that first card. Transition, winds of change, blessings coming your way. Get in the receiving mode. Get in the receiving mode. Okay, next up, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands, you're doing too much. You're doing too much by yourself. Where are your helpers? Why are you doing it all yourself? You're just a little hedgehog. You can't do it all. What is that? Is that a hedgehog? That's not a hedgehog. That's one of them things that pops up. A groundhog, maybe it's a groundhog. Anyway, you're doing too much by yourself. You have helpers. Those helpers might be in physical form, friends, family, acquaintances, business partners. Those helpers might be in spirit form, ancestors, guardians, angels. You have helpers and you are trying to do too much by yourself. But the 10 of Wands, we're still talking about wands. And 10 is a completion card. So remember when I said it feels like a breath of fresh air, it feels like finally what I've been asking for. This is also another nod to that. Another nod to you've gone a long way, you've carried a heavy load, you're almost at the end. Wands energy, again, dip back into your own energy, your own skill set. That's going to help you through, get you across the finish line. And if you need more assistance, ask for your helpers. 10 of Wands is doing it all alone. Usually the 10 of Wands comes up for me and for those who I read for when it's saying that you are carrying responsibilities and obligations that are not your own. We got enough of our own to carry through this lifetime. Let go of the ones that are not your own. Stop carrying friends and family members. Stop carrying business partners. Stop carrying the collective as a whole on your back as a responsibility or as an obligation. I'm supposed to make the world a better place. Yes, you are, but it starts with you. Stop trying to change everything else because that might be too big of a bite for you to swallow. 10 of Wands is you're doing too much. There's too much of a burden that is not yours. Let go of what is not yours. Carry on with what is yours. And if your load, if yours, because some of us have heavy loads just all by ourselves, if it's too heavy, where are your helpers? This is usually in tarot, there's some beast of burden that is carrying the load for the 10 of Wands. In this case, this little character's helper is the wheelbarrow. He's not carrying it all in his arms. He's got a wheelbarrow. So he's got help, even though he's got this heavy load and all of this stuff to carry. He's trying to figure out, how can I make this easier? Well, instead of carrying it in my hands, I can strap it to my back. That's a little bit easier. I can use this wheelbarrow. That's a lot easier. I just have to push this, even though I'm dropping some on the road. But that's okay. Where are your helpers? Where are your helpers? Where are your resources? Next up, the Chariot. Now, for those of y'all who have read tarot, y'all know that this looks nothing like the Chariot. But for those of y'all that have gone a little bit deeper and know a lot of the understanding behind the Chariot card, this is a very apt representation of the energy of the Chariot card. The Chariot card, card number 7 in the Fool's Journey, is when the Fool reaches the end of adolescence, young adulthood, and gets ready to go into the next phase of his life. Like I'm saying, like maybe 30s, when you got that job and you got the kids and you're more into your adulthood, you know, the part that most of us don't like, that part. The Chariot in the Fool's Journey represents that transition. And up until that point, before that transition, this is the 7th card, the last card of the adolescence. Up until that point, this Fool has been doing a lot of stuff just by willpower. I will it, and so I make it happen, and it's done. That's not a bad thing. All of us need a little bit of willpower in our life. But it transitions into, how can I do this easier? Because I'm going to burn out by the time I'm 32 if I keep doing everything through willpower. How can I get spirit's help, somebody's help, an accountant's help, a financial advisor's help, a partner? Maybe this is when you start thinking about marrying somebody. How can I get somebody's help for the rest of the journey of my life? So at the point where they're discovering that willpower alone is not enough, this makes perfect sense. Because here is Alice trying to play this crazy game of croquet. She knows how to play croquet. She's very good at playing croquet. But in this situation, she's given a live hedgehog as the ball and a flamingo whose neck will not stay rigid for her. Every time she goes to hit the hedgehog ball, the flamingo's neck flops around and she can't get it. So her willpower is no longer serving her. She can't just will things to work out the way she wants. And so this makes a perfect sense as the Chariot card represented this way. And also, even if she did get the hedgehog to cooperate and the flamingo to cooperate, when she tries to hit it through this goal, I don't know what you call goals in croquet, but when she tries to hit it through that, they move all around. The cards are people who they just move all around. So she's got way too many factors going on in her life to keep trying to do things by willpower. Do you have way too many factors going on in your life and you keep trying to do it all yourself and you're not relying on your magic? That's another message from the 10 of Wands. I have magic, but I get so caught up in my laundry to do and my grocery list and my bills to pay and the job and my kids sick. And my car needs gas. I get so caught up in that I forget I have magic. I forget 10 of Wands. I forget I have magic. I'm at the point where my willpower alone is not going to get me through this next stage of my life. And I need to tap back into that magic. I need to tap back into that divine connection with spirit, because this flamingo done got on my last damn nerves. And spirit, I need a little bit of help with this ball, getting it through the goal. So that's the Chariot. Keep going, keep moving forward, just like a chariot, but also realize that It's time to ask for, how can I do this in an easier way? How can I move away from just willpower alone? Willpower is still necessary, but how can I move away from just willpower alone and call in my magic? And then we have the moon. The moon, I think this comes up honestly because I've been really focused on the moon lately, and it may just be my subconscious and my vibes pulling the moon up. But I think this message is a message for everyone. First, let's look at, because this is what is drawing my attention, first of all, is those, the stars, the constellations, representative of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, where there is a wolf and a dog howling at the moon. And that brings me back to why Spirit said you need to go to the Wonderland and Tarot. Remember, I said that's the deck that's, y'all need a little bit of fun in your life. The wolf and the dog both howling at the moon. The dog would be the domesticated version, the one that has a job and kids and a family and a house to live in and bills to pay. The wolf would be the one that's feral, wild, running free, doing what it wants to do, howling at the moon every time it sees a full moon. And we're going to lean more towards that wolf. We need a little bit more of wildness in our life, a little bit more of instinctual fun, a little bit more of following your gut, a little less of that domesticated version. Howling at the moon. The moon, another message from the moon card. The moon card, all of the major arcana have so many different messages. Another message of the moon card is, what have you been putting down in your subconscious, represented by the water? What has been below the water for you that is now coming to the surface? Many of us experienced a lot of that coming to the surface during Scorpio season. We're still in Scorpio season, but I try to skip ahead to Sagittarius anytime I can get. But we're still in Scorpio season. So we're still having a lot of those things that are in our subconscious coming up to the surface of the water. And that's represented. Here's the surface, here's the water, subconscious. What's below the water? I don't know, but it's about to come up and it's got pinchers. It's about to come up out of the water and it's got pinchers. So it might be a little prickly for us to deal with those things that we've been shoving down. But maybe this is your message that now is a good time. Now is a good time to think about. But look, not walking alone. The walrus and the, what is his name? The walrus and the carpenter, I think. Not walking alone when you deal with these things that have been buried underneath your subconscious. Have a friend, a practitioner, a therapist, somebody to help you deal with these things that are going to pinch you and nip at you just a little bit as they come up out of your subconscious and say, why did you bury me for so long? And now it's time for you to deal with it. It's okay. Make sure you have a helper as you go into those shadowy parts. Shadow work, shadowy parts. Moon. The moon usually represents shadow work for me. But in this case, it's shadow work, but it's also that wolf. That wolf is very significant. Somebody needs to get out and howl. Somebody needs to karaoke night, howling in your car, singing at the top of your lungs. Somebody needs to get out and do some howling and have some fun. Open up that throat chakra. And then the last card from the tarot that we have today. Interesting that we have, how many? 3 major arcana, y'all. The Chariot, the Moon, and the Emperor. And before the major arcana, the only suit represented today was Wands. Personal magic. That's the only suit from the major arcana that was represented today. We had the Queen and the 10 of Wands, and then all major arcana. And major arcana makes sense. Going back to what I said when I said there's a shift, there's something coming. Major arcana are things that are going to affect all areas of your life, or life lessons, bigger picture things represented by the major arcana. So the Chariot, the Moon, and then finally the Emperor. So we started out with that divine feminine with the Queen of Wands. And this is a lot, y'all, because this is this week's reading. This is not this month's reading or this year's reading. This is this week. To be going through, cycling through all of this in a week, that's a lot. Now, that's not to say that you have to do all of everything that came up in a week. I'm just saying the momentum, the message, maybe the message of the moon card spoke more to you than the message of the 10 of Wands. Whatever message is specific to you, that's what's going to be important for you to focus on this week. And there seem to be some heavy hitter themes coming up, even if not all the themes apply to you. That's what I'm trying to emphasize. You don't have to do the shadow work and the 10 of Wands work and the Queen of Wands work. One of those is speaking to you. Whatever theme is speaking to you that you work on, even if it's 10 of Wands stuff, there's still some pretty heavy hitters. And so anyway, we started out with Divine Feminine and we're ending with Divine Masculine with the Emperor. I love this though, because Queen of Wands, you have this wand, you have your magic, you're tapping back into your connection, you're deciding what you're going to create during the week. That's that Divine Feminine, inspiration, imagination, motivation. Divine Masculine, the Emperor, specifically, the Emperor is our earthly, related to earth, earthly, grounded father figure, relating back to the Fool's journey. If the Fool were to visit his earthly father, it would be the Emperor. So this is an earthly grounded, and what I mean by earthly grounded, it means he's got manifestations here. Not spiritual father who is very intuitive and very psychic, but the earthly father who means he knows how to take that magic, co-create with the universe, and manifest in touch it, feel it, taste it, smell it ways. Here he's got, what is he holding? Are those sardines? Oysters? I don't know what, but he looks very affluent. I don't know what that is in his hand. I'm gonna have to go to the guidebook. Maybe a cigar in the other hand, surrounded by all of these beautiful birds. In this beautiful surround, he's got manicured hedges back there, so we assume he's got a little bit of affluency. He's got a garden, statuary, so he knows how to manifest. Divine, he took the Queen of Wands energy, he listened to the messages, he used that wand, he did everything he was supposed to, and then he ends up in this Emperor state where now he knows exactly how to take all of that information and manifest it and co-create with it and bring about something that he wants in his life. So this is a journey of creation, but it feels very rapid. From listening with the Queen of Wands to end of the week manifesting with the Emperor. Y'all, it's gonna be a good week. It's gonna be a good fucking week. I hope y'all lean into those energies. If the moon pulled up something for you, if the 10 of Wands is telling you to lay down some of your load, whatever those messages are, listen to them, because then you can end up with this Emperor energy where something shifts in your physically man. I love it when we get those mindset shifts. I love it when we get those spiritual connection shifts, but I really love it when we get those physically manifested. I can pick it up and touch it and feel it shifts in our real life 3D world. So that's what's coming for this week from the Tarot. I love it that y'all like these cards. Let's see. Somebody said I live in the desert. I love it. I'm just looking over the notes to make sure I'm not missing anything. Again, that deck is Wonderland in Tarot by Barbara Moore. Barbara Moore, I have another one of her decks, and for the life of me, I can't remember which one. It's the other deck of hers, but her illustrations, or the person she gets to illustrate for her, are always really, really nice. I really like them. I should leave these cards out just in case I need to refer back to them. Barbara Moore, illustrated by Eugene Smith. Eugene. I just think, I don't know who Eugene Smith is, but I just thought about Eugene from The Walking Dead. Why did I go there? I don't know. I do want to see what he was holding though. What was that person holding in their hand? Let me check just a minute. I want to know what was in the Emperor's hand. One moment, please hold. Please stand by. Come on, Emperor. That's another reason why I like this book, because you get a full page color of the card, just in case you miss any details. Let's see, what's he holding? Ooh, it might not tell me. lozenges. Alice's lozenges, throat lozenges. There's a whole story. This is from Alice in Wonderland, and it tells you the whole story of what was going on in the scene and why they used this character. There was a race going on, and they got the winner of the race, and then they didn't have a prize for the winner. And then Alice said, they were like, well, Alice, don't you have something? I don't know why Alice was always charged with having something. And all she had in her pocket was lozenges. So that's what the emperor is holding, is lozenges. That's why I couldn't figure out what he was holding. Moving on. I have to pause and talk about my coffee because it is Tarot Unicorns and Coffee. Seasonal coffee is back at Caribou Coffee, which is right down the street from me. And they have my favorite spicy mocha. Spicy mocha. I love me some spicy mocha. As soon as I saw that this was last year when I first got familiar with spicy mocha. And I called that was my new nickname for quite a while. Whenever I logged into Zoom, I changed my name. Instead of Valorie, it would say Spicy Mocha. I even made a shirt, y'all. I make t-shirts too. I do it all. I do too much. That's what I do. I do too much. 10 of Wands. Okay, message received. But I make t-shirts too, and I made a t-shirt that says Spicy Mocha. Next, let's move on to Oracle cards. This is voice. It is so good, Jillian. It is so good. I would say go to a Caribou Coffee and order spicy mocha, but I feel like the spicy mocha in my town and that specific shop is just the best in the world. So good luck if you want to try it in your town, but I feel like you have to come all the way to Kansas City, Overland Park, and buy it at my coffee shop. It is so good. Okay, next deck. Voice of the Souls. We're moving on to Oracle. Voice of the Souls Oracle cards. Got a card there. Rue is here. Is that my Rue? Your hair looks different. I love it. That is Rue. Hi, Rue. Is school out? What's going on? No, you just got a chance to. Rue is a school teacher, and that's why I was like, I only see Rue when on Mondays when there's no school. So I'm just so glad she's here. Okay, so Voice of the Soul. I love this deck. It was gifted to me. I don't think I would have found, I've never come across this deck in my natural habitat. So I don't think I would have found it any other way except being gifted to me. And I fucking love this deck. Each card speaks to you from 3 different vantage points. Same topic, but 3 different vantage points. First, it is as if your soul is speaking to you about the topic. Second, it's as if your spirit guides are speaking to you about the topic. And third, it's called the entity. And that's why I love this deck, because I do mediumship. I'm a medium as well. And this speaks to you as if someone who has crossed over to the other side that knew you in this lifetime is speaking to you. That's what the entity is. So the card that we have drawn is a word that I do not like. Submission. The card that we have drawn is submission. Submitting to what, though? 30. Card number 30. Submission. Look at that cat. Beautiful. It's like a Black Panther, but stars in its coat. Card number 30. Oh, I know I'm going to need my glasses for this one. These words are tiny. 30. 30. 30. Submission. This is as if your soul is speaking to you. Part of you is submitting to something that isn't right for you. Yep. 10 of Wands. What do you need to put down? Part of you is submitting to something that isn't right for you. You know this very well because you verbalize it when you're alone. I hear you saying, I can't take it anymore. I don't want to. Or it's unfair. I understand you because I feel the same way. At the moment, we're both carrying the inner burden, making us feel deeply tired. That's the second reference to carrying a burden, y'all. Listen up. This fatigue may be emotional, physical, psychological, or energetic. The more you submit to this energy, emotion, situation, or relationship, the more trouble you have listening to and trusting me. Again, this is your soul. Become aware that your needs aren't being heard, that part of you is submitting to something that isn't aligned with your needs or expectations. By being in an energy of liberation, you will recreate a connection with me. Pay attention to your intuition again, so you can then create space for change and renewal. You may feel you aren't receiving any signs or that your intuition is weak, but the submission you are under is blocking everything. Free yourself and allow yourself the new space that you deserve. Everything will become clearer. Y'all, that makes so much sense now reading this card as to why we had the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Wands side by side. This is about that power, that intuition, that divine feminine, and this is about what's blocking it. What are you submitting to? What are you submitting to that is blocking everything and making your intuition weaker? Okay, that was your soul speaking to you. This is your spirit guide speaking to you about submission. Part of your energy is trapped in the past. Part of your energy is constantly repeating a situation, event, or relationship which marked you negatively. This is disrupting your heart chakra. You may be looking for answers outside of yourself or among others, but you have already received the answer. You have already received the sign, teaching, or learning that you're looking for. The answer is in your past. While your energy is repeating what you have already experienced, this is not the end. Become aware of what is already present inside you. Queen of Wands. Everything is there. You only have to see it and integrate it mindfully. Sit in a calm place, alone or with someone else. Connect to your past. Visualize it with confidence and detachment. You will discover a beautiful treasure inside you, which will help you connect to a new energy of freedom and lightness. You will be yourself, ready for new adventure. Beautiful. And then finally, this is what the entity has to say about submission. And again, this is someone that knows you, that has crossed over, speaking to you. I never managed to be assertive, to say no, stop, or this isn't what I want. For a long time, I felt a bitter taste in my mouth. I didn't think I could stop the patterns I was creating in my relationships and my way of being. I also thought others knew better than I did. So I listened and I did as I was told. It wasn't right for me, but I have forgiven myself. I am no longer reproducing this pattern, and I invite you to do the same. Others don't know you because you don't show yourself as who you really are. They don't understand you because you don't share your frame of reference. I understand what you are feeling right now so much. The taste of freedom is a beautiful gift from life. So free yourself, do it for yourself and for me. You have the potential to break your bonds and create everything you want in your likeness. When flowers come to you through their perfume, an image, or a symbol, it will be a sign of my presence and support to help you persevere. You can do it. So that explains why there were flowers in that card, in that image. Oh, somebody said that sounded like that was their sister speaking them to them, who left last year too young. Oh, sorry for your loss, Mary. All right. Now y'all see why I love that deck. I love that deck. Voice of the Souls. What else do we need to know today? Somebody put something in there. Somebody said something about a deck. Self-care? Oh, today is your self-care day. I got it now. Today is your self-care day. Well, let's go to Self-Care Oracle. How can we take care of ourselves? Because like I said, we got some heavy hitter messages, downloads, shifts, changes. You know, I find that I think it's just part of the collective end of the year too. Like not everything has a metaphysical meaning. but everything has a metaphysical meaning. But not everything has a metaphysical meaning. Sometimes it's just the collective. It's the end of the year. I need to finish off these things before New Year. I'm feeling like I didn't get done all these. So there's a collective energy about getting things done towards the end of the year. So it could just be that. As far as the reason why I feel like so many shifts are coming our way, it could be a mixture of all of that. It's all of that, y'all. It's always all of that. All of that. Okay, self-care oracle. What do we need to do? We need to dance. I told y'all it's about bringing more fun back into our life. Dance, baby, dance. 18. 18, which reduces to a 9, and a 9 is a you're almost there card. A 9 in numerology is you are almost there. You better not give up now. That's spirit talking to y'all. You better not. You came too far. You better not give up. Not 18. 18 dance. The mantra is I feel empowered to express myself through movement, embracing my unique style of dance. Yeah, for sure. I have a unique style of dance. Some people look at me and they're like, that's not dancing. I'm like, yes, it is. It's unique. Dancing can be an incredibly liberating experience, allowing for a unique form of self-expression and a more profound sense of embodiment. It allows us to return to the body in the here and now, to clear energetic blocks. Did y'all know dancing and movement can help you move energetic blocks that you might not be able to move otherwise? Yes, it does. To clear energetic blocks, to push our physical limitations, and to stretch into new realms of movement and creativity. So whether you want to put on your dancing shoes or go barefoot, it's time to move and shake what your mama gave you. That's the book, y'all, not me, but I like it. Take a dance class, watch a video tutorial about a specific dance style, or just enjoy dancing at home for your own pleasure. As you gain more confidence in your ability to move and express yourself, you might try ecstatic dance, nights out dancing at a club, one of my favorites, burlesque, I want to try that before I die, dancing for your lover, don't have one, but thanks for reminding me of that, or even taking a class and performing on stage. If you have a physical limitation that prevents you from dancing, try a closed eye meditation in which you visualize yourself dancing. While doing so, notice how your energy is moving and release any limiting beliefs and old stories that no longer serve you. A journaling prompt. I love this book. It gives you journaling prompts. Question, do you feel comfortable dancing? Question to answer, ask yourself. If yes, what style of dance makes you feel most radiant and best expresses you? If no, why do you feel uncomfortable and how do you think you could work through this discomfort? That's a big one. That's some shadow work. If I feel uncomfortable, I feel comfortable dancing as long as I got about 3 shots in me. So that's a question for myself. Why do I feel uncomfortable dancing if I don't have alcohol? You know what, Spirit? I take offense to you giving me messages when I'm trying to give messages to other people. I don't need this in my life. I'm kidding. All right. Heard, message received, Spirit. Message received. Can you dance without alcohol? Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I turned 50 this year. For those of y'all that don't know, most everybody knows because I say it every damn day. I want to make sure the whole world knows I turned 50 this month. This month. That's why I love November. So maybe that'll be one of my goals. I went through 50 years of needing alcohol to dance. Maybe the next 50, I'm gonna just dance any fucking way I want to and not care. That feels really good just saying it. I think that's gonna be my new motto. Okay, this next deck, which I haven't pulled from in forever, is Messages from Mermaids. And we have light. Light, look at that lighthouse in the back. The lighthouse used to be one of my totems. Is that what you call it? I'm gonna show y'all. I don't wear it anymore, but I actually have it right here on my desk because I have so many other necklaces on that I've replaced it. But this little charm is the silver charm of a lighthouse. And I used to wear it all the time because it would remind me to be the light, to be that lighthouse for others, to shine so others can see me and find me and not feel so alone. Anyway, so I love that we have this lighthouse coming up. Maybe that's a personal reminder again for me to shine a little brighter, but it's definitely a reminder for all of us. And the message is, shine your light for all to see. You're like a lighthouse, and your light can illuminate any dark areas of your life. This mermaid reminds you to shine your light wherever you go and to not be shy. She reminds you to be aware that light is attractive to others and acts rather like a magnet, drawing others to it like moths to a flame. You know what I thought about when I read that? I'm still thinking about dancing, y'all. To not be shy when you get on the dance floor. Sometimes we feel as if our light is missing, but in truth, it's always there. Even when we stand in the shadows, the light is there to guide us. Perhaps your inner shadows are being revealed so that they can be exposed to the divine light of your soul. That's that moon card. It could be the right time to explore shadow work, a shamanic practice. When light is present, darkness can't exist. This isn't to say that darkness is bad, far from it, in fact. For in the darkness, gestation occurs, and in the womb-like sanctuary of darkness, ideas are formed and protected. It is important to remember that both light and dark are necessary for growth. A seed grows in darkness before it reaches for and is nurtured by the light. Are you being called to shine your light for others, to show them the way physically, mentally, or spiritually? For when your light shines fully, you have the ability not only to illuminate your own path, but also the paths of others. If you feel your light is dimming, it's time for self-care. Nurture yourself with relaxation, meditation, and the healthy nutrition of fresh foods. Maybe we need to change our diet until you feel your energy and light restored. I just had the mental image. I get my psychic messages visually, and I just had the mental image of this lighthouse when it said if your light is dimming, and it talked about what to do. But if you were in an actual lighthouse, I just saw in my mind's eye a very dim lighthouse. The light is still on, but the boats can't see it because the windows are dirty. And I saw this person scrubbing all the windows, making them nice and crystal clear again so that the light could actually shine further and brighter and reach those boats and those ships and those sailors who need to be able to find that set point, need to be able to find that focus point. So maybe you're like, oh, I am shining my light. I'm doing the things. I'm doing this is me. I've got a spiritual group. I'm doing the readings every Monday. I'm shining my light, spirit. Maybe, but can it really be seen as far and as clear as it needs to be? Maybe it's time to scrub those windows. Maybe it's time to look back over all of the things that you're doing and just make sure your windows are clean. Just make sure you're really that you're not just going through the motions of shining your light, but that when you shine your light, people can actually see it. Is there something blocking that because you're just doing your own thing and you've kind of lost track of, oh my God, my windows aren't even clean. Clean your windows. That's what I'm saying. That's what Spirit's saying. Where else do we need to go? We have 10 minutes left. What else? What else? What other messages? Just looking over my decks to see what else we might need to. I'm going to Star Codes Astro Oracle. And I draw these cards. So it's based, the messages will be based on the energy of the card that comes up, not necessarily what might be going on astrologically in our skies. Let's see. Spirit, what messages do we need to know from this deck about our path forward? Two cards. The first card is card number 53. Opposition. Opposition is a what's the word I'm looking for? Position? That's not the word I'm looking for. When celestial bodies or stars or zodiac signs are placement. That's the word I'm looking for. Opposition is a placement. It describes a placement. Challenging aspects, opposition. And I do need my glasses again. I need to just leave these on. When two planets oppose each other across the circle of the zodiac as the sun and moon do on a full moon, both planets will either be in signs of yang elements, fire and air, or yin elements, water and earth, and stare directly at each other across the earth like partners in a wrestling match. The opposition can feel like a dare or a challenge, like boot camp, where a confrontation pushes everyone to grow. Do y'all feel like that every full moon? Because we have this opposition every full moon. The action to take. This is not a comfortable situation, but that's not the point. You're being challenged to grow. Look at the situation as a dojo, a martial arts training center, and take the training. You don't have to trust the wisdom of the people you are wrestling with, but you can trust the pattern itself in this great cosmic workout. Practice your best skills. Stay centered and operate from wisdom and strategy instead of emotional heat. Listen for hints on how to improve your style. The obstacles in your way are not there to stop you, but to push you towards your personal best. I think some of y'all need to hear that again. You know, that's the most irritating thing I see on social media. When people post something and then at the end they say, read that again. I don't know why. It irks my soul. Don't tell me to read it again. I'll read it as many times as I want to read it. But I'm going to tell y'all, y'all need to hear this again. Y'all need to hear this again. The obstacles are not in your way. The obstacles in your way are not there to stop you, but to push you towards your personal best. So some of y'all have hit some obstacles and you have said, this must not be what Source wants me to do. This must not be the divine way. I guess I better find something else to do. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Spirit is telling you in this moment, I'm not trying to stop you. I'm trying to help you grow. So if you are hitting an obstacle in your personal life, in your growth, it's a moment of growth. It's a moment to rise to the occasion and find a solution to the challenge, not give up. The situation may be set up as a dichotomy, you or them, love or work, your ideas versus their ideas. Question the dichotomy's illusion and look for a third position or resolution, a both and solution versus either or. If the way forward seems truly blocked, look for another path. Sometimes in opposition, particularly in transit, says that you shall not pass this way, find another route. Again, it's saying find another route, find another path, but it's not saying give up on the destination. An opposition dares you to proceed. Decide if this path is worth the struggle. If it is, grow these skills, hold your ground, and fight for what you believe in. You are being asked to prove to yourself and others that you have the skills needed for the next step. The challenge, this situation is an inconvenient growth opportunity, but not a punishment. Decide if it is time to build muscles or to find another path. And the gift, this situation offers you a chance to burn through karma if you can continually respond with compassion and tough love from your highest self. Take the high road. Take the high road. That is opposition. And finally, we have sixth house, sustainability. Sustainability, sixth house. Card number 44. 4 is my favorite number. We got double 44. Sixth house. I don't know if I have enough time to read this whole thing. Sustainability. In your chart, if your chart were a village map, the sixth house would represent the central kitchen, gym, health clinic, and dog park. The sixth house speaks where you live out your daily habits, your work environment, your pets, your mind-body connection, and how you tend to your health. I'm just going to read the first sentence of what this card means and ask y'all to refer back to the tarot because we got this message once already. Work smarter, not harder. That's all I'm going to read from this one. It's a whole page, but I'm just going to read that first sentence. Work smarter, not harder. Does that remind you of the 10 of Wands? We're doing too much. We're carrying too much. Oh, a wheelbarrow is working smarter and not harder. Where's your help? Where's your help? What should we end on? Let's go with unicorns because I've done tarot. I'm drinking on my coffee. Let's finish with unicorns. Tarot, unicorns, and coffee. I haven't pulled from this in a little bit. I do want to tell y'all while I'm shuffling this last deck that I am also associated with a member of Awkwardly Zen, and immediately following this event over on the Awkwardly Zen platform is Psychic Development with Ari, and I will be her co-moderator, backing her up for that event, so you get to see me twice if you choose to join us over there. I hope you do. It's always a fun time when Ari leads Psychic Development. Okay, Oracle of the Unicorns, our last card. Unicorns, what wisdom do I love unicorn wisdom, y'all. I fucking love you. I have one of my guides is a unicorn, for real talk. Her name is Penelope. But unicorn wisdom. Unicorns, what message can you give us to go forth into our week and be magnificent manifestors and creators? Let's see. Oh my God, abundance. What a beautiful message to end on. Rainbow wings. My unicorn is white with white wings, but I don't know. I might have to give her an upgrade and dye her wings because those rainbow wings, that's hitting. I like it. Rainbow wings. Abundance. Enjoy the bounty of life. Your supply is unlimited. Blessings are coming to you. Didn't I start with that message? Spirit is trying to drill it into your brain. Blessings are coming your way. Here's what I have to say. If you have listened to this message where I have said blessings, I don't know how many times, and you come out of this and it's Wednesday and you're like, Valorie, I don't see any damn blessings. You must have messed up on the reading. Here's what I'm saying. If Spirit has made it a point to tell us that, us collectively, me too, that many times that blessings are coming our way, and if we don't see those blessings, where are you in relation to your blessings? Spirit's not lying. Your blessings are there. Where are you? Are you closing your eyes? Are you looking in the other direction? Are you focused on something you don't need to be focused on? Going back to that 10 of Wands, what do we need to change? Where are you? Because the blessings are there. It's not like maybe they're on their way. No, I'm telling y'all, Spirit is like, I'm telling you, blessings. I'm trying to listen. Spirit is reaching the end of its fiscal year and it's trying to make sure it gets all the blessings out before it has to start over again in January. I'm kidding. But that's what it feels like. It feels like it's like, oh, we got to spend all these funds before we start over again. That's the amount of blessings that I feel are coming our way. Oh, I got 1 minute left and I'm supposed to be over on the other event. So I'm going to read this real fast. The unicorns bring you great blessings of abundance and invite you to open your arms wide to receive it all. They remind you that you live in a world of plenty. All of the prosperity that you have ever dreamed of or desired is right here for you now. The resources you ask for are here in energetic form, waiting for you to allow them to manifest in your world. Dare to believe and be open to receiving in unexpected ways. This rainbow unicorn calls on you to tear down the illusion of scarcity and know that you are an infinite being receiving from an infinite source in infinite ways. There is no such thing as too much to the universe. It is not greedy, selfish, or unspiritual to want a prosperous life full of riches and blessings. You do not help anyone else to have more by blocking, You do not help anyone else to have more by blocking your flow and having less yourself. The universe is constantly expanding and creating, and waves of abundance are always flowing in your direction. When you are fully aligned with the divine, your prosperity grows and flows unchecked too. You are of greater service to the world when you are living in a state of abundance, freedom, and joy, and than when you are worrying about paying your bills. Message received. Live from the knowing today and let yourself receive. Feel the joy and positive expectation that comes with knowing abundance of all kinds is already here and more is on the way. Raise your thoughts, feelings, and energy into alignment with plenty. Give thanks for your wealth in advance. Take aligned action when guided to, and invite your bounty to pour in. Woo! I love that message. That card is staying out. That's going to be my message for the week. Thank you all so much. Sorry I had to rush through this. I got to go because I got to be on the other platform. Love you all. Thank you all so much. Go and manifest your lives, co-create with the universe. Love you. Have a great week.